The site is to be called as Deir el-Bahri. Word Deir, D-I-E-R, is an Arabic word which means monastery. Bahri is a word that would mean overlooking the Nile or overlooking the sea. So it's a very common term that we are using. This monastery that we are talking about goes back to the 7th century, where upon the sand that was covering this temple, the early Christian built here a monastery, unrealizing the fact of there is a temple underneath. While originally it is the temple of Queen Hatshepsut. Who is Queen Hatshepsut? Queen Hatshepsut was the sister and the wife of King Thutmose II. King gods were married as brother and sister. But that will be done because of two things. First is what would be considered imitating to God. Second is what we always commonly considered as keeping the royal blood safe. When she would deliver a boy child, her oldest boy is going to succeed his father. Pure blood. But do you think queens all the time are going to deliver boys or deliver children? So sometimes she will deliver a girl, which has happened with Queen Hatshepsut. She delivered a girl. Suddenly her husband died. So according to the tradition, again, a boy for the king from a secondary wife or another wife should marry to the girl of Queen Hatshepsut. Now he's marrying to his sister. So he would have his rights to ascend to the throne. Now, what is the relation between the queen mother and the boy, Thutmose? She was his aunt, his mother-in-law, and his stepmother. Now, who was 6 years old? Her girl was 4 years old. Who was ruling? The queen. But whatever would be done would be declared by the name of the boy. So Hatshepsut decided after 2 years to be declared as a king. She invented a story telling that God Amun-Ra married to her mother and she was the daughter of Amun-Ra. And due to this, Amun-Ra gave the order, which is the sun god, gave the order that his daughter should rule. But now we are talking about deals. Who would approve this deal to be done? Who's going to promote for this deal? The priests of Amun-Ra. In exchange, she has always to give more to God Amun-Ra. So when she built this temple right here for her at the Merche temple, she dedicated the temple to her father, Amun-Ra as well, to keep always sure that she would follow whatever you would order her. You keep this child with you on the temple of Karnak. Whenever the deals are not okay, this child would get back to the throne and the people would accept the king because he's the legal heir of the throne. So this happened after 16 years. What happened to Queen Hatshepsut? We don't know. We use a very polite historical term, she disappeared. But of course you can imagine what may happen to her. King Thutmose, the child, was in power, and he considered the 16 years of Hatshepsut as they were never exist. And when you look at the temple like this, as of King Thutmose III, what would you think of? What would you do? You would simply destroy the temple. This is one of the proof that Queen Hatshepsut was ruling. But can he destroy the temple? Practically he cannot. Why? For one simple reason, that this temple is dedicated to Amun-Ra. But he can do something else, which is defacing and damaging everything in this temple would be related to Queen Hatshepsut. The temple originally is built of 3 elevated terraces. On the first level, the scenes showing Hatshepsut bringing and erecting 2 obelisks in the temple of Karnak. On the second level, left-hand side scenes are showing the journey that she sent to the land of Pun. There is 2 chapels, one on your left-hand side dedicated to goddess Hathor, one on the right-hand side which is dedicated to god Anubis, the jackal-headed god. On the third level, the third terrace, we're going to see statues of Queen Hatshepsut decorating the pillars. Behind the wall, there is an open court and then a small chapel which is cut into the natural rock, and this is dedicated to god Amun-Ra, her father. If we look around the temple, we're going to see there are some holes into the natural rock, and those holes that you see since we started till now are tombs. Those tombs goes back to the time of Queen Hatshepsut. The people who were living by the time of the queen prepare to be buried next to her.